This new audio setup is confusing. Basalt, whatever that is. Basalt. Basalt's pretty dark stuff. I thought maybe it could be useful for extreme, like, charring on the outside of the ship in certain circumstances. Maybe at the very tip. What have I done recently? I don't even know. I did the other engine. I brought the outer lining a little bit further, but not much. I think because I ran out of gneiss, which makes me think I probably have more stuff that needs, yeah, gneiss right there, that needs to be charbroiled. Gneiss looks darker this way. Oh, good, I have more. Yes, it looks darker. That's enough said. How's this guy doing? Doing okay. Anything else? No? Alright. Credits. First up, I've got all these levels I need to use before I lose them. Let's take a look at that engine. Doesn't really look like one just yet, does it? I like the superconducting core. I like the capacitance, whatever the hell these things are. Excuse me. But it needs a suspension of some kind so that it's not just floating, because it's probably not going to just float on its own. It's going to have to be bolted down in one way or another. Anyways, let's head on up. Nearly there. In fact, we'll fly over first all the work that Kafine had done for us. Look, there we go. Let's check this out. This village, it had been here all along, but being within sight of the other village and the other stuff that was made, she went and upgraded this as well. Now it looks pretty freaking good. It's got the terraced gardens, I think is the word for it. The style's been updated. Some of the things have been fixed. And then of course the other stuff that she did out here. Hey, my tree finally grew, by the way. I knew that it had happened, but I never think to mention it when I'm concentrating on other things. But these estates out here with their terraced gardens look really good. Out here, I'll probably come back and do a little bit more work out here myself sometime soon. But for the moment, you know, I find myself always having to land in this lake. I need an official landing pad. Actually, now it's safe to just bloop, bloop. Come on, drop. There you go. Whoosh. Why is it happens when I don't want it to, but when I do, it, you know, just drops me onto a mountain or something. Okay, so I need to make a thing. Let's see. I need... Pickaxes are what I go through the most, so 1, 2, 3. And I lack for a silk touch. Ooh, basalt. I don't think I'll need enough at the ship to actually bring it with me. Let's see. 1, 2... Derp. Whoops, wrong way. Bloop. Let's see. There's her ship. Oh yeah, that's right. She was here. She took a break and she got attacked by a zombie inside my house. Even though zombies can't spawn here, and it was inside a house with full lighting and all that stuff. And none of my villagers were killed that I can tell. So it was very, very strange. Let's see. It's going to be terrible, isn't it? It's not as good as the one I've got, but, you know, it's that much longer that I have them, I suppose, to work with. And here we are to return again. Must take in the landing. Hey, where are my, There we go. I was going to say, where are all the chests? It's strange that they would load separately. I've never noticed that before. Ooh, slow down. Ah, you can get in there. Slip on in. Which reminds me, thump. Hello, thump. Why are we thumping? Ooh, wiggle in, wiggle in. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, ah, no, you've gone too far. You've gone too far. Shoot, I don't think I can... Oh, there we go. Haha, it worked. So, yeah, we're going to need a back gate of some sort. That's going to be an interesting challenge as well. Hello, music. That still sounds awfully loud. I didn't want to get rid of the music. Just okay. Anyways, but more dacite because this ship is going to ultimately have something of a skin on it. Dacite, gneiss is being stored separately. Wow. Okay. Do you think I have enough supplies? I don't. Let's see. Gabbro, Hyalite. Hyalite was here, right? As is gneiss. Stone, 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 stone. Okay, stone. Oh, hello, new moon. So we need to continue with the engines. Maybe if we're lucky, and I've already used several minutes of this video. Maybe if we're lucky. Whoa. The general nature, I don't know, the general layout of one of these engines will be at least close to complete. And in order to do that, we're going to have to decide about the floors later. Like, I mean, because this room is going to be pretty much a big empty, not empty, but big open space for the most part. And yet there's still going to have to be knee breakings. We didn't need no stinking ankles. We're going to need scaffolding. We're going to have to reintroduce some scaffolding. But the floor obviously is going to have to incorporate this stuff here. I wonder. Well, let's get some scaffolding up. Yeah, so apologies. This episode, pretty much like every other lately, has required an excess of preparation that I could have done off camera. But, it seems like the thing to do at the time, and then by the time I have more material, I'm like, I don't want to record anymore. So you guys can just suffer. Anyways, I'm not sure how far I want to pare this back, but I do know I want to get started under here. So let's see about reaching. Of course that didn't work. Okay, so I'm thinking about whether or not this is going to be double thick like these walls. I think it kind of has to be because the inside can't really reflect the texture of the outside. They have to be different, and the game doesn't have. Well, never mind. It does kind of have blocks with different textures on different sides. It's just they didn't really plan for that, I don't think. With these sort of generic stone blocks, because I guess in nature it wouldn't be as big a deal. Though even that's not true. I mean, you look at a piece of old granite from my way up in the... See, look, my scaffolding's already obsolete. You go up to my home state and you look at old granite, and the side that has been exposed to life, exposed to the air, has lichens and mosses and all these things that definitely change the texture. I knew there was a gap over there. But, doink, doink. Whew, this whole scaffolding is going to have to go after I just put it in. Let's see here. Then you crack that stone open and poof, it's completely different. So I guess there is that to consider. Whoops. How did I end up with one of those? Though probably I will want to introduce a certain amount of that. So let's do that. How about right here, where things begin to move, we introduce some seams, I guess you'd say. Ooh, this is how it's done right here, fools. All right, so let me continue for this for a little bit. Hey, guess what? It's raining. And I'm trying to figure out how to make the landscape here curve toward things that I, back up towards, I don't know, something. Just, it's not flat all the way through. Woo! Man, the weather around here is so strange. So, I don't know that I have anything more intelligent to say about that. Music, 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 music. I've opted that the floor here shall just persist at this level for the duration. I can always correct it later. This is Minecraft, after all. Ooh, music. Oh, of course that would happen. Well, here we go. Let's look at the underside. See? I worry about the top, or the above and below plane balance, but it's probably really not worth worrying about. And all of this will be covered up by skin underneath, or pretty much all over, as you can see here. But I think I'll worry about that among the last things. So how does this look? I mean, you can see here's the somewhat more burnt looking stone, and then some etched along the sides. This is probably not the best example, but on that note, as a future reference, it occurred to me that the pods should probably deviate from that idea a little bit. Because you see, I took the skin out. And here you get that shadowing that I'm talking about. But these guys, you can see I also took the skin off, or put the skin on over here too. And that's as far as I got. But the pods, kind of like circular extensions, and they're modular. They can come on and off the ship. Will be different, I think, because they do not necessarily weather as much as the ship does, because they come and go. I'll still have to figure it out, but I think I'll have to work on a means by which they're visibly... looking at them, you can tell they're supposed to be detachable somehow, and they fit into these sockets in the side of the ship. Whew. Deciding about this floor is actually not the easiest thing in the world to do, but I've certainly decided that there is a narrow... Whoa. There's a narrow bit that continues to persist along the center, pretty much for the entire length. So basically, this wall should continue to constrict on either side and become rather a gully. So here we have this lazy valley, but then it constricts towards a gully for the entire length of it. All right, so whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. So floor's coming along. I had to go mine some stuff for this. I actually created, which reminds me, I can do some of that now. I had to open a new portal because I was sick of running the other way. Oh, I should probably eat too. To get more supplies to make more of these light fixtures, but it occurred to me I wanted this to curve a little bit, and I've done it on the floor already, as you can see. But yeah, I'm working on it. It's coming together. I keep filling that up without thinking about it, and then having to take it back down because I forgot I actually wanted a way up here. But this the central alley here goes nearly, not quite, maybe 3/4 of the way to the end. But at least I have now the supplies enough to finish the job. All right, I did the side area here, and yes, there will have to be a door. I did the side area here all the way to the end, almost actually all the way to the end, almost. I left it because I'm slightly undecided as to how to taper or how to end this part. The walls down here still need to be done, but you can see it. whoops, wrong one. Dang it. It's coming close on one side anyways. But here you have the gully, and the gully deepens, though it doesn't actually. It sort of deepens as you go. Oh, and the floor is done after a ridiculous amount of time, really. I think the entire day today, Saturday, will be recording for this week's episodes, both series. Tomorrow I'll do tinkering and gaming and maybe a little, I don't know, maybe a little Unity. I don't know how I'm going to record that exactly, but I feel compelled to try. Anyways, the floor is in, which means we need to do something else. We need the ceiling, which reminds me that there are 4 panels as seen from the outside of the craft. Starting from the back, big fat panel, then a brief interruption, then another big fat panel, then a brief interruption, and so on. And I don't yet know exactly what the purpose of those are. I just know they are part of the artwork. So, but they begin at the back. So I'm going to have to implement those. And they come from the inside, because there's the other side. The inside out, but don't make it all the way across. They make it about 80% of the way across before they cease. So about here, maybe here, they'll cease, and then they'll proceed up that way. I'm tempted to have an incline. Like, the outside edge is shorter than the inside edge. Which would explain or be part of the fact that there's an inner path. I don't know. But I suppose this means, well, actually, part of what it means is I need to implement more of these stone slabs, like so. Oh, look at my lovely ship being rusted from the inside out. Now, I put the paths, because, as an engineer, you'd probably have to work up here. Put the paths up on top of the complexes, whatever the hell they are. So one of these they should probably decide what they are. Granted, well, no, not granted anything. Screw you guys. Okay, so that done, I was over here and figured, well, this area need not be as low down. In fact, it need not be. So screw it. This too. I'm just going to put the floor in. And I don't have enough material to do it just yet, but I did want to normalize it and whatnot. But this is certainly the arrival point for this thing, this compartment. This compartment, I believe, has a couple of purposes, or at least by design, or according to the design. Am I gonna make it? Oh my gosh, I'm going to make it. Okay, so according to the design, an optional array of missile launchers are available to be installed along this stretch, and usually closer to the front. So just before it starts to turn away like that, there'll have to be a connective thing there, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put the missile launchers on or not. However, they do need to be supplied with projectiles, which I think can be stored back here. Now, I'm thinking maybe that the point of all that is to get rid of this. Basically, it's like those fake eyes on the sides of certain fish. It's, it's on their tail. Granted, if a predator bites their tail, they're probably gonna still bite the dust anyways, but, they might merely just be disfigured as a fish, but have a perfectly useful life after that point. In this case, if an enemy wanted to just... Well, if you have explosive ordnance here, and you tried to target it to, like, say, get a free one-shot kill on this ship, well, that's not going to work because they're off here in the willywags, and granted, that means the material may be easier to disarm, if you take this out. Then, for this ship, it could lose its ordnance easier. But it also gains the fact that aside from losing a couple of its engine parts at the end, which and these are also optional up until the front end, this ship can potentially pull away and survive by design. This is completely made up, but it kind of makes sense to me anyways, and I have to get more of this material. But I'm not going to try putting on the ceiling. I am going to eat, however. Right? Okay. So, yeah. I'll put on the ceiling next time. Granted, that may not be very interesting, but there are decisions that need to be made. And I have so much mining to do to repeat this on the other side, too. So there's all that I don't even know when I'll do. I shouldn't even do it. I shouldn't play this game, whatever, it doesn't matter. But, yeah, I don't feel like recording anymore today on this. I've been at it for practically a full work day just to do this. It's crazy. At least the Dwarf Fortress stuff goes pretty quick. Anyways, yeah, that's it. In between recording, I've been listening, sort of binge watching In Search Of from like the 70s because of, because Leonard Nimoy, basically, for reasons that you're probably familiar with. So, in that spirit, live long and prosper.